Hello, Barendipitous here with another video for the board game shelf, and here is the last Aeon's End box that we have, Aeon's End Legacy of Gravehold. It is another legacy game for Aeon's End, and this box is even bigger than Aeon's End Legacy was. It also looks really cool too. Like this is one of the main nemesis monsters essentially. But yeah, so there are. This actually has not one, but two intersecting campaigns with branching narratives, and and so basically, like there's two different things going on. There's Gravehold, and then there's those who are trying to like return to Gravehold, and there's like a battle, and then there's different philosophies for how to use magic, whether to fully embrace magic or only or it's kind of a difference between like the classic difference between being able to fully use the resources because of all the power and energy that gives, or being very conservative with it and very cautious and safe with how much magic is actually used and limiting it because it's dangerous, right? So that's kind of like the basic thing. And there are these various void portals that are opening up and threatening humanity. And yeah, this thing is enormous. My wife and I have played through this whole thing, and we had a lot of fun with it. A lot of empty space in here because a lot of it was taken up by things that have been sort of like thrown away or taken down or things like that, right? But here we have all the various boards of different lots of characters from various sides, and lots of nemesis creatures and everything. Some expansion stuff, as of course as usual. I have that stuff in here. A bunch of breaches and like all these various cards for all these different nemesis things. So yeah, quite a lot. And it was a lot of fun and very challenging to kind of play through this double legacy campaign. Really, I appreciate. So in the previous legacy Aeon's End legacy game, they had a deck of cards that had the narrative, but now we have two narrative books, one for Azure and one for Gravehold, like two different communities basically. And so there's just obviously there's no way they could have possibly fit all of this narrative into card decks. So I'm glad that they had booklets. And then also we had it kind of came with a little map here to kind of keep track of various things. So yeah, new Gravehold because the previous Gravehold was destroyed. They made a new one, and then Azure, yeah, a different community down there as well with different philosophies. So anyway, yeah, there is that's Aeon's End, Legacy of Gravehold, kind of completing our Aeon's End collection. I'm not sure if there are any additional Aeon's End things. Maybe there are, I'm not sure, but so far as I know, like this is kind of like the most recent stuff that is out. If there's more, then maybe we'll consider getting more of that. But I mean, honestly, even if there was more Aeon's End and we decided not to get it, I'd be pretty happy with with what I have as well. But yeah, this is a fun adventure. This is cool. It had some cool things going on with these two different philosophies and two different paths, and how they kind of like converged. And the final battle was really something. The final couple of battles were really cool. No spoilers here, but they did a really good job, kind of like raising the stakes, and kind of at least my wife and I were quite invested in the characters and their journeys and what was happening with it. So, but yeah, there you go. That concludes the Aeon's End section of our board game shelf. So yeah, we've gone over our, I also want to say before concluding this video too that a number of board game shelf videos ago, I mentioned that I mentioned when I had reached the end of like our sort of little side shelf, and then after that I was getting into the Calyx box square shelves. And so Gloomhaven we have a 4x4 square Calyx shelves. Gloomhaven took all four spots on the bottom row. And then all the stuff with like Millennium Blades, level 99, Unmatched, and all of those, and Ex Libris, Call to Adventure, all those things. took up the next two, and then Aeon's End took up the next two. So now we are officially at this point halfway up the Calyx shelves. There are 8 more Calyx boxes, Calyx like shelf squares left, and then there are a bunch of like smaller handheld card games that we have in a couple of bins. So yeah, we are at about, I think, the halfway point of my board game shelf collection at this point. So yeah, obviously it's not, if and when I get more board games I'll continue the board game shelf playlist essentially. But just so you know, as of now, we are about halfway done from what we currently have. I think we have about 100 board games, so we're getting there. Whew, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this journey through Aeon's End, and until next time, all the best.